and welcome to Hello English World, the podcast where real conversations help you learn real English. I'm Rose.
And I'm Leo. Every episode, Rose and I sit down and talk about everyday topics, but kind of conversations you actually have in real life. Whether you're a beginner or someone who just wants to improve their fluency, this is the place for you.
That's right. We keep things simple, natural, and fun because the best way to learn English is to hear it being used, not just study it from a book.
So sit back, relax, and let's get into today's episode. And don't forget, if you enjoy what we do here, please like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Hello English World so you never miss an episode.
All right, Leo, are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's go. So, Rose, today we're talking about something that every single person on this planet does, every single day.
That sounds very universal. What is it?
It's the morning routine, what you do when you wake up in the morning, how you start your day, those first few hours that kind of set the tone for everything else.
Oh, I love this topic because honestly, my morning routine is something I've worked really hard on. It means a lot to me.
Really? You're one of those morning people, aren't you?
Well, I wasn't always, but I've become one. I truly believe that how you start your morning decides how your whole day goes.
That's such a great point, and I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that. Whether they're morning people or night owls, everyone has some kind of morning routine, even if it's just rolling out of bed and rushing to work.
Exactly. And today I want to share my morning routine in detail, and hopefully our listeners can pick up some useful English vocabulary and phrases along the way.
Perfect. So let's start at the very beginning. Rose, what time do you wake up in the morning?
I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. Well, I try to. Sometimes my alarm goes off and I hit the snooze button once or twice.
Oh, we all do that. For our listeners, hit the snooze button means you press a button on your alarm to get a few more minutes of sleep. It's called snoozing.
Yes, and I'm a little guilty of that. But I try not to snooze for more than 10 minutes. After that, I tell myself, okay, Rose, it's time to get up.
So you kind of have a little conversation with yourself in the morning.
I do, and I think that's actually important. You need to motivate yourself to start the day. I say things like, today is going to be a great day, or let's make this day count.
I love that. Those are what we call positive affirmations, short, encouraging sentences you say to yourself. Very popular in the wellness world right now.
Absolutely, and they really do work. Even if you feel a little sleepy or grumpy in the morning, saying something positive out loud can shift your mindset.
That's a great tip. Now, after you wake up, what's the first thing you do? Like, the very first thing.
The very first thing I do is drink a glass of water before anything else, before checking my phone, before going to the bathroom. I drink water.
Oh, that's interesting. A lot of health experts recommend that, right?
Yes, when you sleep, your body goes several hours without water, so when you wake up, you're actually a little dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. Drinking water first thing in the morning helps wake up your body and your metabolism.
For our listeners, dehydrated means your body doesn't have enough water, and metabolism is the process your body uses to turn food into energy. These are really useful health and wellness words.
Exactly. And drinking water in the morning, it's such a small habit, but it makes such a big difference. I keep a bottle of water right next to my bed so I don't even have to think about it.
That's smart. Making a habit easy so you actually do it. So after your water, what's next?
After drinking water, I go to the bathroom and freshen up. That means I wash my face, brush my teeth, and use the toilet. The basic stuff.
The basics. And freshen up is a really nice phrase. It means to quickly clean yourself to feel more awake and presentable.
Right. Washing my face in the morning is so important to me. I use cold water, not warm, but cold water because it really wakes you up. It's almost like a little shock to the system, but in a good way.
A shock to the system. I love that expression. It means something that startles or surprises you. In this case, the cold water hitting your face.
Yes, and then brushing teeth, of course, that's non-negotiable. You can't start your day without brushing your teeth.
Non-negotiable. That means it's absolutely necessary. You must do it. No discussion.
Exactly. No negotiation with my toothbrush. It has to happen.
Okay, so you've had your water, you've freshened up. What comes next in the Rose morning routine?
Next, this is the part I'm most proud of, I do some kind of movement. Exercise, stretching, yoga, something to get my body moving.
Oh, nice. How long do you do that for?
It depends on the day. On busy days, even just 10 or 15 minutes of stretching is enough. On days when I have more time, I might do a 30-minute yoga session or go for a short walk outside.
So you're flexible, no pun intended, about what kind of exercise you do?
Yes, very flexible. And I think that's actually the key. A lot of people think I have to go to the gym for an hour or it doesn't count. But that's not true. Even 5 minutes of movement in the morning is better than nothing.
That's such a healthy mindset. And for our listeners, no pun intended is a funny phrase we use when we accidentally say something that works as a wordplay or joke. Leo said flexible, which means both easygoing and able to bend your body, so he said no pun intended to point that out.
Language is so fun sometimes. But yes, I truly believe morning movement is one of the best things you can do for your mental and physical health.
Do you work out at home or do you go outside?
Most days I work out at home. I have a small yoga mat in my room. That's all you really need. But when the weather's nice, I love going outside for a walk. There's something really special about being outside in the early morning. The fresh air, the birds, the quietness before the world gets busy.
Oh, that sounds so peaceful. You painted a really lovely picture there, Rose.
Thank you. It really is one of my favorite things. There's a word for that feeling, tranquility, which means a deep sense of peace and calm. And that's exactly how I feel on a morning walk.
All right, so you've woken up, hydrated, freshened up, done some exercise. Now I have to ask the question everyone is waiting for. What do you eat for breakfast?
Oh, the breakfast question. So, I'm a big believer in eating breakfast. I know some people skip it, but for me, it's really important.
What do you usually have?
My go-to breakfast, and by go-to, I mean my default, my favorite, the one I keep coming back to, is oats with fruit and honey.
Simple but nutritious.
Exactly. I cook the oats on the stove. It takes about 5 minutes. And then I add whatever fruit I have. Banana, berries, mango, whatever is in season. And then a drizzle of honey on top.
Yum. A drizzle, for our listeners, means a small, thin stream of liquid, like pouring just a little bit slowly. You can drizzle honey, olive oil, sauce. It's a lovely cooking word.
I love that word too, drizzle. It even sounds delicious. And sometimes I add some nuts on top, almonds or walnuts, for some extra protein and crunch.
Do you drink anything with breakfast?
Always, I drink green tea. I'm not a coffee person, surprisingly.
Oh, really? That's unusual. Most people reach for coffee first thing in the morning.
I know, I know. And I did drink coffee for a while, but it made me feel too jittery, too anxious and restless. Green tea gives me a gentle energy boost without that nervous feeling.
Jittery is such a great word. It means feeling nervous, shaky, or overly energized, like you can't sit still. A lot of people get that from too much caffeine.
Exactly. So green tea is my morning drink. It also has a lot of antioxidants, which are good for your health.
So, Rose, do you sit down and enjoy your breakfast, or do you eat on the go?
I sit down. This is actually a rule for me. No eating standing up, no eating while checking my phone. I sit at my table, I eat slowly, and I enjoy my meal. I think of it as mindful eating.
Mindful eating, being fully present and aware while you eat, instead of being distracted. That's a really popular concept in wellness right now.
Yes, and it makes a real difference. When you eat mindfully, you enjoy your food more, you eat the right amount, and you feel better afterwards. It's a really simple way to take care of yourself.
That's wonderful. Now, I have to ask, do you look at your phone in the morning? Because I know a lot of people, myself included, reach for their phone the moment they wake up.
Okay, so this is something I've really worked on. For a long time, I was exactly like that. My phone was the first thing I looked at every morning.
And what changed?
I read somewhere that checking your phone first thing in the morning puts your brain into reactive mode, meaning you're just responding to other people's messages and news instead of being intentional about your own day.
Reactive versus intentional. That's a powerful contrast. Reactive means you're reacting to outside things. Intentional means you're making deliberate, thoughtful choices.
Exactly. So now I have a rule: no phone for the first hour after waking up. That hour is just for me, for my water, my exercise, my breakfast, my journaling.
Wait, journaling? Tell me about that. When does that fit in?
After breakfast, I spend about 10 to 15 minutes journaling. That means writing in a notebook my thoughts, my feelings, my goals for the day.
What kind of things do you write?
I usually start with 3 things I'm grateful for. It sounds simple, maybe even a little cheesy, but writing down what you're grateful for every morning genuinely makes you happier. It shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have.
Gratitude means feeling thankful, and a gratitude journal, a journal where you write what you're thankful for, is one of the most recommended mental health habits out there.
It really is. And then after the gratitude part, I write down my top 3 priorities for the day. Not a giant to-do list, just 3 things. The 3 most important things I want to accomplish.
Why just three?
Because if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. If you write down 20 things, you'll feel overwhelmed and end up doing none of them. But 3 things, that feels manageable. That feels achievable.
That's such practical advice, and manageable means something you can handle or deal with comfortably. Not too much, not too little.
Exactly. So after journaling, I feel like I know exactly what this day is for. I have direction, I have purpose.
Wow, so let me recap. And recap means to quickly summarize what was said. Rose, your morning routine is wake up at 6, drink water, freshen up, exercise, eat breakfast mindfully, and journal. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And the whole routine takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
And you do this every day?
I try to. Of course, some days are harder than others. Some days I wake up late, or I'm not feeling well, or something unexpected comes up, and on those days I don't beat myself up about it.
Beat yourself up. That's a great idiom. It means to be very hard on yourself, to feel very guilty or critical about something.
Yes, and I think that's important. A routine is a tool, not a prison. If you miss a day, that's okay. You just start fresh tomorrow.
Start fresh, to begin again with a clean slate, without guilt about the past. I love that expression.
Me too. Life happens. The goal is progress, not perfection.
Now, Rose, I want to ask you something a little deeper. Do you think your morning routine has actually changed your life? Like, do you notice a real difference?
Without a doubt, 100%. Before I had a morning routine, I used to wake up stressed, already feeling behind, already overwhelmed before the day even started. I'd reach for my phone, see a bunch of notifications, feel anxious, rush through breakfast or skip it, and arrive at work already feeling exhausted.
That sounds really familiar, honestly.
I think so many people live like that. And it's not their fault. Nobody teaches us how to start the day well. But once I started building this routine, everything changed. I started feeling calmer, more focused, more in control.
And you think it's the routine itself, or just having some kind of structure in the morning?
I think it's the structure, yes, but also the intention behind it. Every habit in my routine is there for a reason. The water is for hydration, the exercise is for energy, the breakfast is for fuel, the journaling is for clarity.
Everything has a purpose. Purposeful living, living with intention. I think that's what separates people who feel on top of things from people who feel like life is just happening to them.
That's beautifully put, Leo. Yes, exactly that. I used to feel like life was happening to me. Now I feel like I'm steering my life, and it starts every morning.
That's incredibly inspiring. Now, I want to make this useful for our listeners. Rose, for someone who wants to build a morning routine but doesn't know where to start, what's your number one piece of advice?
Start small. Don't try to copy my entire routine on day one. Pick just one thing, maybe drinking water when you wake up. Do that for 1 week, just that one thing. And once it becomes a habit, add one more thing.
The one habit at a time approach. Really practical.
Exactly, because the biggest mistake people make is trying to change everything at once. They say, okay, starting Monday, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., exercise for an hour, meditate, journal, make a healthy breakfast, and read for 30 minutes. And then by Wednesday, they've given up.
We've all been there.
It's just too much too soon. Small, consistent steps are always better than big, unsustainable leaps.
Sustainable means something you can keep doing over a long period of time without burning out. Such an important concept.
And one more thing, don't compare your routine to someone else's. My routine works for me. It might not work for you. Maybe you're a night person and mornings are genuinely hard. That's okay. Build a routine that fits your life, your schedule, your body.
Personalization, making it your own. That's the key.
Absolutely. The best morning routine is the one you actually do.
I love that. The best morning routine is the one you actually do. That should be on a poster somewhere.
Maybe I'll make one.
So, Rose, last question. If you could only keep one part of your morning routine, just one habit, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think the journaling, specifically writing down my 3 priorities for the day. Because even if I skip the exercise, even if I have a quick breakfast, knowing what I need to focus on that day keeps everything on track.
Clarity above everything else.
Yes, when you know what matters, everything else falls into place.
That's wonderful. Rose, thank you so much for sharing your morning routine with us today. This has been genuinely inspiring, and I'm sure our listeners are going to walk away with both new English vocabulary and some really useful life habits.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you to everyone listening. I hope this conversation felt natural and easy to follow. That's always our goal here at Hello English World. Real conversations, real English, real life.
Before we go, let's do a quick vocabulary recap because there were so many great words and phrases today.
Yes, let's go through some of the key ones.
First, to hit the snooze button, to press your alarm to get a few more minutes of sleep.
Dehydrated, when your body doesn't have enough water.
Non-negotiable, something that is absolutely necessary and cannot be changed.
Jittery, feeling nervous, shaky, or overly energized, often from caffeine.
Mindful eating, eating slowly and with full attention without distractions.
Intentional, doing things with purpose and deliberate thought.
Gratitude, the feeling of being thankful.
To beat yourself up, to be very hard on yourself about a mistake.
Sustainable, something you can keep doing consistently over a long time.
And finally, tranquility, a deep, beautiful sense of peace and calm.
These are all fantastic words that will help you sound more natural and fluent in English.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Hello English World. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
We truly appreciate every single one of you. Whether you're listening for the first time or you've been with us from the beginning, you are the reason we do this.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow and reach more people who want to learn English.
Drop a comment below and tell us, what does your morning routine look like? We would love to hear from you. Writing a comment in English is also great practice, so please don't be shy.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Hello English World and hit the notification bell so you're always the first to know when we upload a new episode.
We upload new conversations regularly, covering topics from daily life, work, travel, health, relationships, and so much more.
Because at Hello English World, we believe that the best classroom is a real conversation.
Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep growing.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye!